Hello, everybody. So I am homesick today and was feeling a little restless, so I figured, you know what, let's try to do some ranking up on stream. Let's try that. Because I've been meaning to stream a little bit more frequently. So what are we doing? Well, we have one of my Monster Party deck lists because I cannot quit Vivian. I like Vivian Yorion decks. I just like them a lot. So what we're trying to do here today is play a little bit of a control game. We got Brotherhood's End as a sweeper, both for the aggro decks and the aggro artifact decks especially. We have some early interaction. We have some creatures that we can Kiki copy for value, including Timeless Witness. We have some spot removal that doubles as 2 removal spells most of the time. And then at the top, we got Tyrant of Care Ridges, this pouncing dragon, who I really like. This thing ends a game very quickly, sometimes more quickly than it seems people are prepared for, because, it's a new card. And they might not do the math of just how much damage this can output, especially if you have Fable of the Mirror Breaker in play. If you're copying Tyrant with Fable, that's the original plus the copy plus the enter the battlefield is already 12 damage coming at them, plus you have reach in the form of the fire breathing. So this is the deck that I've been running with, and it seems to be doing all right. Obviously it has some holes in its plan. I'm not super great against some decks, but I just don't like playing blue, so I don't want to play with counter spells. So we're just gonna go with this, and we're just gonna jam some games, and we're just gonna have some fun on this Friday afternoon. Oh, I also had a Fauna Shaman build. I guess I'll show that. I was testing this. I don't think it's good, but I was just I mean, not testing. I was throwing it together. It's obviously not complete yet. Still working out the 95. But yeah, it's just, I like Fauna Shaman. I don't think it's necessarily good, but you already have Elspeth Conquers Death as a pretty good removal spell. So, hey, we can toss a big creature to reanimate it. So I'm still not sure how this is going to look. And I'm not sure if it'll be good in the format because there's a lot of things that are touching the graveyard. So there's a possibility it can get hated out more easily than some other stuff. But it's fun. Gonna try some different stuff. But we're gonna go with the control deck for now, and we're just gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if we can get our pouncing dragon to pounce on some folks. And we'll see if we can see how far we can get up the chain. I haven't really, I think I'm still in platinum. I think that's what that is. I can't sight read the symbols for that, but all right. So how are we starting out here? I'll keep this. I don't like keeping 2 landers, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes they happen. So Fabled Passage to hide information. Also, it gets me Lightning Helix on turn 2, which might be helpful. Oh. I guess hiding information doesn't matter so much at this point. So, all right. So they did take Skyclave. I will end of turn get my Helix up. By fetching a mountain. I'm actually just going to play that. They have perfect information, but it's fine. It means that I have access to Lightning Helix without taking the 2 damage. I can just play this next turn. This deck is actually relatively resistant to hand destruction. Because it plays out of the graveyard, but of course that makes it more susceptible to all of the graveyard hate that the Rakdos decks are already running, so hopefully we don't run into too many werewolves, but we'll see. I forget the name of them, the Marauder, Cemetery Marauder, I forget what it is, the one that eats your graveyard gradually, or less less gradually if it's big. Eats it up pretty quick then. Alright, what are we up to? Oh my god, it's this deck. Alright. I think that this deck is kind of a pain to play against, because it's not, unless I'm misunderstanding, it's not fully deterministic. So you like need to let them go through the motions if you're trying to play optimally, because they might pass the turn back to you, and like if you do have board wipes, then you can just kind of get back on top of things sometimes. But you know, well, we'll see how things go. All right, let's just get Yorion to hand here. Mana's not super great at the moment. Would like to find a second green so I can start getting these Timeless Witnesses into play. I don't really think that there's any reason why I should like try to attack their, like, you know, throw out a Brotherhood and just to get rid of the Goblin Shaman. Mana's not really the thing this deck. I mean, I guess it needs mana to get started, but all right, I'll bite at this one. It's gonna leave them with the Fable, but that's fine. Yeah. I'd rather just get rid of the Karn and the token. And hopefully I will draw a land, and then I can get Elspeth Conquers Death going and take out the Reflection of Jiki. And then if I am able to play Elspeth Conquers Death, I will have the mana for Yorion to blink some folks. So, you know, we'll see. Not a giant fan of them having a Tormod script in play, but also, you know, it's fine. If they have that Goblin in their hand, they could potentially just go off this turn. And if they do, if they start to go off, I'm probably just going to scoop, because I don't want to sit and wait, especially if I'm streaming. Well, all right. Give it a shot. You discarded another Ashnod's Altar, so I'm assuming you got him for days. But my Yorion can blink the Elspeth Conquers Death and get rid of it, so we're in all right shape. I can also get rid of that. True goodness can never be corrupted. You tell him, Karn. Alright, well, I mean, I don't really have a ton of wiggle room around my plays here. Fortunately, what's really cool is I don't think they're going to be able to go off on their turn because the Ashnod's Altar is going to cost them 5, so they might not even have enough mana to resolve it. So that gives me another chance to maybe draw something cool. See how things go. Putting a Goblin Trap Finder into play naked is, I mean, they gotta have. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna get the Portable Hole that, which is huge. And at this point, I do have the mana for Timeless Witness. We're gonna be able to do something here. Maybe. Oh, we are. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, I actually think I'm going to get Brotherhood's End. Oh, no. I thought I was going to be able to get my Brotherhood's End. It's fine. That wouldn't have even been very good. I was hoping by going for, like... like, obviously, I'm not going to destroy my my portable holes. And dealing 3 damage to everything isn't super... I mean, I guess what I could have done is, like, set it up so that, like, that would have made my Timeless Witness attacks get in, but... Alright, so my Elspeth Conquers Death is going to die with no reanimating target, and then so 4, 5, 6, 10. Well, so they're gonna get basically like 1 turn to do all this. I'm just gonna make it so that that's all they have. You got 1 turn, bud. We'll see what they're able to do. Yup. Oh, hello, lone goat. Wowie wow wow. Look at that. Look at this. We're streaming Arena, in fact, lone goat. It's amazing. I bought a new computer so that I'm able to stream the latest and greatest video games on the market using all of my GPU in the process. I hope you're having a good Friday, by the way. It's good to see you around. We are in the process of losing to the Ominous Traveler combo deck. It might take a while to figure out if we're going to live or die. Because again, like, it's my understanding that this is non-deterministic. And also, like, at this point, they would have to, like, hit a very specific string of cards to be able to attack for lethal through my untapped Tyrant. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll give it a couple of minutes. Thank you for the grass, Lone Code. My sideboard strategy for this plan is Aldor Peacekeeper, because Aldor Peacekeeper on Ominous Traveler makes it so they can't just go off like this with a 0, like discover a card, or not conjure a card. I guess I'm not playing Hearthstone. Is this just a Storm deck? No, actually. So if you're unfamiliar because you haven't played Historic, because it's not a real format, so Ominous Traveler. They have reduced its cost with Goblin Trap Finder, which is another not real card. They have got it into their hand. It costs 2 less to cast, so it costs 0 to cast. So what they're doing is they are repeatedly discovering things from the Ominous Traveler's spellbook, which if I capture it, we can look at it. So there's Dominating Vampire. That's an important one because it gives their creature haste. Most often, the Champion of the Perished is the creature that they're giving haste because there's enough zombies in this thing that they can grow these things to be lethal just by repeatedly discovering one of these 15 cards, which are kind of like they're like vampires and werewolves and, you know, just general sort of ghosts, I guess. It's spooky things. You never know what the Ominous Traveler can be. But the way that they win is they do give their champion haste and then attack for lethal with the champion. The other thing too is like this does take a significant amount of clock. Like I have timed out a few opponents who are on this Ominous Traveler deck just by letting them combo out. I personally think if we're playing online like this, then they should have to do all this stuff like within a roped time, because I personally find bounded, like time-bounded infinite combos to be like a more compelling sort of gameplay loop. But that's me personally, and you know, I know that wouldn't be for everybody, but I do kind of like that as a check to like infinite combos in a two-player based game, so that you don't have these scenarios where one person is just waiting for the other person to do a thing for like minutes on end. I just don't think that that's necessarily good from a gameplay design perspective, but I do think that this is a neat combo. I think it's cool that it exists. But I wish it was either like more completely deterministic or less. Yeah, exactly, Lone Goat. They can't complain that they could go infinite in paper because the card does not exist in paper because you can't conjure things. That's a digital only magical device. Oh, they're doing something different here though. Let's see what they got going on. Like they've already sacked their 1/1, so like they're doing something different. They going for that 9-drop artifact? No, just Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay. I mean, at this point, they have 2 Headless Riders, so I actually think at that point... Like, how many of these are zombies? 1, 2, 3... There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, they got me anyway. So there's 4 zombies in there. So you can see, like, why the consternation exists of, like, you don't want to scoop because, like, they're discovering... Okay, in case you haven't played Historic before and you don't know how, like, drafting cards works in the client, they do the Hearthstone thing where they give you a choice of 3. So you're not seeing all of those 15. It's not like you're, like, drafting, like, in real life or something, you know? So, anyway, Anointed, sorry, not Aldor Peacekeeper. Anointed Peacekeeper is the name. So you name Ominous Traveler, and even though it's 0, it still costs 2 more to cast. You can't, unfortunately, name Ashnod's Altar with this, which I tried to do immediately, not realizing that that little bit at the end is there about how their mana abilities. Yeah, so that's important to keep in mind. What do we want to cut here? Elspeth Conquers Death is actually not very good. They have very few cards that actually cost 3. The one is Ashnod's Altar, and I have a cheaper answer for that. Also, like, if they're good, they're not dangling their Ashnod's Altar out so that I can destroy it with a Night of Autumn on my turn or something, you know. And also Skyclave Apparition gets rid of it, so I don't think I want to go, like, too heavy in that direction. I do value my instant interaction. How does the deck miss? I just keep seeing all 3-drops from the spell book until I run out of mana. Well, that's the thing, is if they hit a series of 3-drops, then they're actually losing on mana. Because they are only able to sack a creature for 2 mana with the Ashnod's Altar. Once they get the Knight in play, like, obviously then they're getting 2 bodies and stuff like that, but they can run a string where they're only able to discover... oh, here, let's just cut this Tron or whatever, just to get the game on the road. Yeah, so they are losing mana every time they're forced to draft a 3-drop, and they need to draft a few 3-drops because that Headless Horseman or whatever it is, the one that makes zombies whenever a creature dies, that's important to them. All right, we're going first here. Yeah, sure, why not? So this hand is a little bit of a risky keep because we do not have the instant speed interaction, and also if we don't draw a 3rd land, we're kind of screwed. But that being said, I think we'll draw a 3rd land, and I think it'll be fine. This combo takes a little bit to get going. It takes a little bit to get off the ground, so I'm not super worried. The first, like, 4 turns of the game, you're not, like, ultra, you know. This isn't something where you need to, like, get under them real quick or else you're gonna lose. This is hey, and we drew the land. This is just you know, you need to have the right answer in your hand for when they decide to try to go off, essentially. And, like, having an Anointed Peacekeeper on board is just very very instrumental in keeping that going. All right, yeah, I'm not even gonna mess around with the Fable. I'm just gonna get this in play just to hedge my bets. And I don't care what you have in your hand because the name is always Ominous Traveler. Oh no. Well, there's one actual pick here, which is the Fable, obviously. I don't know. We'll see what they do. They're probably going to Diabolic Intent. I like this new art, by the way. I like the new art. I like this new art on this new printing of Diabolic Intent. I thought the older art was well. I like this one better. Now, I don't know the full This is obviously like kind of a new deck on the scene because it kind of required Diabolic Intent and that just got printed. Whoops. I miscounted my mana. I probably didn't need to do that, but it's fine. I'm just showing him. I'm just showing him who's boss. By taking shock damage, I don't have to. But yeah, this deck is interesting because, like, they don't have, as far as I'm aware, like, again, I don't know the full tutor package that this deck runs, and that's obviously an area where, you know, if you want to try your hand at a bit of deck building, you can throw in a couple of one-ofs to find with it. So I don't know, like, they could very well have an answer to this, but from what I've seen, they don't. Like, this deck just does not run an answer to Anointed Peacekeeper, and you just keep them off their combo permanently. Phyrexian Revoker is a good option. The reason why I like Anointed Peacekeeper is because it is good against the control decks as well. Like, you can name the Teferi, the big Teferi. Oh, whoops. Probably should have attacked there. Jesus. Sorry, I'm a little... I mentioned it at the beginning, Lone Goat, but the reason why I'm streaming at like 1:29 p.m. on a Friday is because I am homesick, so I'm a little out of it. So this might not be the cleanest gameplay that I can offer, but you know what? It never is. It never is with me, so it's fine, I'm sure. But yeah, like I think that the Anointed Peacekeeper is better against more decks. Oh, they do have a Fatal Push. Okay. All right. Well, let's give them a couple of throws of this. And if we lose, we lose. They got a Headless Rider immediately. All right. Whatever. You got me. It's fine. This deck is tough. I might need to, it's like getting more popular. So like maybe I need to commit more slots to fighting it. I don't know. This is the deck though, in case, it's basically just, I like Fable, and I actually think that this Tyrant is really good at ending the games quickly. It's possible that these Chandras are just like not very good at the moment, and I just need more, instant speed interaction in this format in particular, because like Chandras are good at like getting you through the mid and late game, obviously, and they have a good cap out. But you know, this format has now, it has Ominous, Traveler, and Greasefang as like high tier is decks that you run into the high tiers a lot, and both of those kind of insist on you having instant speed interaction at like 1 or 2 mana to get rid of their sort of load-bearing permanents at the right time. Yeah, Lone Goat. Exactly. Like at the very least, like when you start to lose against that Ominous Traveler deck, like you can clock that pretty immediately and then just like move on with your life. So anyway, like if I wanted to do this, like what I would do is put in Fire Prophecy. And we can just try that for a couple of games. Also, I do kind of want to run another Timeless Witness, but that's fine. I probably don't need 3 of those. We'll just run another Fire Prophecy. We'll give this a shot. And then my sideboard is like, you know, the artifact decks are here. Legion Angel is one of those cards that like I've gone back and forth on, including in this deck. But like if you're running Vivian, like it's one of the best cards that you can fetch off of it, because it not only gives you another card immediately on the enters the battlefield, which is good, but it is also a creature, and it is also a 4-drop creature, and you have a lot of like 3s that you can find in this deck. So I think that Legion Angel makes sense. But yeah, this is the build. I don't know about Chandra in the sideboard here, but I'm not sure which way to go. Like, honestly, like, I think that probably this Anointed Peacekeeper. I actually think that what those other slots should be is this. Because another deck that's around now, too, because of Bro, is Charbelcher. Charbelcher's in Historic now. like kind of an oops no land or oops all spells version of Charbelcher. Yeah, Lone Goat. Honestly, like the reason why I got into historic is because I had no idea what the historic meta is like. That to me that's the most fun I have with Magic. Actually, is just like figuring out a format and like trying different things. So yeah, like it's a weird format. It's not too dissimilar from Modern. There are some obviously like online only cards that you need to be aware of. Some of them are like kind of interesting. Some of them have entire decks built around them, like the deck we just played. There was a long while where I was running a version of this deck list with Herald of Justice, something like that. But it's 3 dub for a 4/5 flyer. ETB, destroy all creatures that dealt you damage last turn. And that was cool for a while to have, not only because that is a powerful effect, especially against a meta that is largely comprised of aggro decks, which is what it is. Hello. But also because there was a deck in the format at that time. It's still in the format, it's just a little bit less popular now, which was like a mono green ramp list. So every once in a while, you know, you'd have them like power out a Nissa who shakes the world, or whatever that card is called. And let's get that into play here. And do I care about any of that? No. I'm going to leave Fire Prophecy up. Fable next turn. I'll Portable Hole the wall when I need to. I don't care about that, but that is... I'm going to have to leave my Fire Prophecy up for that in the future, if they're going to try to put that on a land. Hopefully they don't try to do that this turn, or else I'm in rough shape. But, you know, they didn't do it, so we're good. No Faceless Haven invulnerability at the moment. I don't believe I have any cards in my sideboard for non-basic lands, unfortunately. Oh, no, I do. I have Alpine Moon. Okay. Let's get rid of that. We don't really need a Charming Prince at the moment. Okay. So let's do Portable Hole to get rid of this wall. And then we can attack, and that will give us access to Helix if we want. Play the Stomping Ground. Keep Shatterstone, because I'm actually not sure what my opponent is on. They are on some BS, some brew that they have. So I'm not exactly sure what I should be afraid of here. What else in the historic meta? Merfolk is a thing. Mono white aggro is a thing. Is there anything I want to do end of turn? No. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. And then after that, I think it's safe to do this. And end the long national nightmare of the Book of Exalted Deeds. Alright. Now, we are still holding up Fire Prophecy, which is good. We have a pretty decent board presence, or we did. They're gonna have a 3/3. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that. Sure. I like that sound it makes. Alright, let's get rid of this. Yes, actually. I don't think I want that. Alright, well, if I draw some lands, that'll be neat. Just pass, I guess. This is 3, right? Okay. I will destroy your cat beast. I think it was a cat beast. Is that what Kahira is? Yes. A cat beast. It does not look like a cat in my estimation, but maybe I'm just very narrow-minded. Alright, so they do have a Faceless Haven now. Okay, well... I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of that. But you know, I did eat their artifact, so hopefully that will prevent that fate from befalling me for a little bit. Okay, cool. We got Timeless Witness. We can get back Timeless Witness. Why not? Shoot. Yeah, I don't think I have a... Oh, interesting. Okay. What should I do here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play Timeless Witness and get back Lightning Helix. They'll be able to smack me, but why are you saying good game? Yeah, I'm good with that. Creatures you control gain indestructible. Take an extra turn after this one. I mean, like, what if I just do this? Oh, okay. So they're more of a combo version of this deck then. That's fine. So I guess I put those in, and they seem to be like a control deck, so maybe I just board in these folks. And I board out like some of these and some of these. Maybe a couple of the... Well... let's take out one of these, why not? Let's give this a shot. I was running another online-only card called Townraiser Tyrant, which is 2 RR for a 4/4 flyer. ETB, you get to you target a non-basic land. It loses all of its non-mana abilities, and at the end of their turn, they can sacrifice it or it deals 2 damage to them. That was back when I was still running like an Ephemerate version of the list, which I don't know. Like it's a version of the list that I have that I play sometimes. I don't know which one is better, or if either of them are good, but I do play them regardless. All right, let's get that there, just in case I'm very compelled to Brotherhood's End on my next turn. You know, we'll see. And I do not want to. So let's see what you got over there. Gideon of the Trials. Yeah. And we'll see how that goes. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Enters tapped. Get that into my hand. And we'll see how they develop. They get that into play, if they want it. I probably would have gone for a land there, but... Alright, they got 2 lands open... Alright. I will toss Vivian out there. We'll see how that goes. Guess I'll get reach just in case. Probably should have sided out some number of Brotherhood's ends in retrospect. But it's good here because I'm going to be able to get rid of this Reckoner Bankbuster. Let's do this actually.
My herd grows ever larger.
Let's do that so that we can. Ooh. Let's scry 2 just in case we want to. Yeah. All right, 4/5. So they do have a farewell next turn, so I think I'm just gonna name farewell. And I'm gonna do this. And we'll see how good that is. You know, who knows? You got it, bud. It's Gideon.
Prove myself worthy.
Prove myself worthy.
You should quit now.
Okay, so they got 7 mana. Still not enough. Got a Bankbuster. They have the ability to counter a spell.
Now it's my turn.
Okay. So what we can do is get rid of the Gideon. Resolve. That seems like a questionable play, but okay. I guess because they had that. Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. They are able to farewell now if they want to. Which is, that's alright. Like, on my turn, I can Brotherhood's End if I want to. Which I may want to do. We'll see. Alright, yeah, let's do Brotherhood's End. And sure, why not? They're low on cards right now, so like, you know, this might be fine. That's fine. Okay, so do I want to do that? What do I want to do here? I think what I want to do is destroy all artifacts. Sure. That lets me play out another angel. And I actually think I'm going to play this. Instead of trying to cycle it. 2, 3, 4, 5. That means if I draw a land next turn, I can Vivian and Legion Angel into a Vivian -2. Which would get rid of either the Gideon or the Angel, because I can get a Skyclave Apparition or a Noble Cathar. Well, just toss it out there, see what happens. Interesting, interesting.
I will let things encroach on the wilds no longer.
Yeah, that's fine. Reach.
We will adapt to any threat.
I will attack. And then let's see what you got. See what you got over there. Chance for glory. Few battlefields. I'm gonna say the Book of Exalted Deeds. Is that actually, that makes it cost 5 mana, and then they have to have like 8 total in order to do it. So at least it's like more of a commitment that they're gonna have to make. And this is creatures you control gain indestructible. Yes, if you lose that game. Okay. Not 100% sure like what they're what they're going for here. I mean, like, let's just get rid of this silly Gideon, maybe, so they don't get to keep doing this.
I have let all of you down.
Well, let's attack. I don't really care about these creatures. They're not really stopping this from doing anything. They have the mana at this point. Oh my god, a fry. Alright. And a block. Okay. They seem to be out of gas. Like, it's a good draw. Let's see what they're able to turn this into. Yep. Take some damage. And let's draw a card. Nice. Okay. I will attack. And this gives me... yeah, sure. I'll just play this first. I have enough mana to do all this. And that just at least makes it harder for them. Like, they're not going to be able to... Like, they need another piece at this point. So I think we're in good shape. They'd have to go, like, runner, and they'd have to draw, like, another book and the land in order to survive. Or, I guess, you know, like, a Wrath would be fine. But I can recover from that, so that's not that big of a deal. Next turn, I have... It's fine. Vivian. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do this. And get that to kill this. And I'm actually going to play out that last card. Because I do not have a Kiki-Jiki in my future as of right now. So I'd rather maximize for going wild off the top of my deck instead. Let's do reach on this. Let's cycle here.
I love making new friends.
And nice. That's pretty cool. We can put this on Faceless. Faceless Haven.
I call, and Ikoria answers.
Like, at this point, I'm not sure, like, what else they could have or do.
Beauty lies in variation.
Because, like, at this point, they need to Doomscar on their turn, or else they're going to lose. And they just kind of keep making Elks. Boom.
The more the hairier.
Oh, and this is the cool thing that the deck can do. There is a one of Terror of the Peaks, just so you can get 6 mana for 8 damage when you need it. All right. Is there anything I want to change here? So they're a control deck. They have, they're trying to get their land to be indestructible. Unfortunately, I don't have, all I have is Alpine Moon there, so that's not super helpful. I actually do think I want maybe another like couple of knights. These I don't think I want so much. Lets me go aggro more. Yeah, let's maybe cut like some of these brotherhoods and put that in just so I have some more card draw. Actually, do I just want to say screw that and get these in just because they can hit? All right, let's try it. I don't know. I'm making guesses about their list. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we are able to stay alive and not not have their faceless land just be a peekaboo angel that keeps me from winning the game. It is an interesting machine to have to disassemble because they do have a lot of redundancy in what they're trying to do. So, but it does seem like the main weak points of the deck are the Gideon and the faceless Haven. Unfortunately, like I don't have the non-basic land destruction in this deck because what's it called? Gates. Gates weren't really as much of a deck recently, so I figured might as well, might as well give it a shot without having that as I mean I do have Alpine Moons in the board as a it's a very thin consolation, but that's all I got. I don't have as meaty of a sideboard. I do like that build of this deck though, and maybe I'll give that a try after this. I think it's important to have several different builds of a deck that you're trying out because you might want like one aspect of it, but maybe sometimes you want to be a little more scrappy. And other times you want to be a little bit more control player, and you get to choose. In either way, you're still making copies of a big pouncing dragon, which is neat.
You cannot win.
You cannot win. All right. Well.
Bring it on.
I can kill that next turn, so we'll see. We'll see if that's helpful. Well,
Try getting through me.
try getting through me. I am acting. Whoops. Am I not able to undo that? Oh, you're fucking kidding me. All right. That's my misclick. That's my bad. Hopefully, we're able to rally.
Now it's my turn.
I love all of Gideon's phrases. It's just very funny to me. He's trying so hard. Gideon, you're very, very masculine. All right. He's just so ready to go. I wonder if we're gonna get the preemptive good game again, because this time I can actually answer. All right.
Try getting through me.
Non-land permanents in graveyards and libraries can't, and then you can't cast spells from libraries. Okay, I don't think that's going to affect Vivian, and that's basically it. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, I guess I just try this. Like, they do have stuff that can end the turn, but I think that costs 3. Part of the problem is I'm not super fluent in the cards that this deck uses to win. Okay, so if they do have, you know what? I don't think they have enough to do it. I don't think they would need 3 mana and then 3 mana to play the thing, and then they would need like an additional 3 mana to activate it. So I feel like this is a safe time to squeeze in the Tyrant. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. Doomscar. All right. Well, let's play this out. Let's take a peek at what they're doing, because I'm a little curious. Chandra and the Gideon. Let's do Chandra. The Awakened Inferno. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can play the Gideon, but they don't have a Wrath. So let's just toss out an Angel too and try to get this clock a little faster. Sure. And then I can hold up Fire Prophecy for the land at some point.
Watch over. You'll have to get through me.
Getting too many messages. Too many people are too interested in all of the many things I do on my day off. All right. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if they draw another land, then they can Wrath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I want to do actually is just play this, and I will do that. I'm just gonna this Fire Prophecy's one job is to kill this specific Faceless Haven. We'll see if that can happen.
It's just you and me.
Sure. They have double hexproof now, folks. It's scary times. It's scary times when they have double hexproof. Okay. Can I do? Yes, I can. Okay. So that's what we're going to do.
I have let all of you down.
Gideon is very funny to me. I have let all of you down. It's just a very overwrought man in this, at least Gideon of the Trials is just has a lot of very strong feelings. Okay, so they do have, I'm glad I diversified my threats on board, because now they can play, oh, well, I don't like that. That's not good. That's pretty bad, actually. All right, we're on this plan, I guess. This way I can hold up Fire Prophecy. Do I have enough life gain that I'm going to be able to outpace this? I'm actually not sure. They have 2 cards in hand. Gosh, this is hard. And this is just to a creature, right? Yeah. Boof.
If you want to fight, you got it.
I just don't have great options here. I think I have to do this. Hopefully this will get me to draw to a Elspeth Conquers Death, because that would be a really good way to get rid of the Chandra. And I do have Charming Princes, and I can set up like a Yorion loop, so I'm not super concerned about these.
Someone's getting a little sweaty.
These things. Yeah, that's fine. You got me. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm going to 1. Oh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, because those aren't going to help me. Will this help me? More so than those 2. So let's get rid of those 2. And I think that's it. I think we're cooked. Did not get one of the 4 Elspeth Conquers Death, unfortunately. 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we can do, though, is this.
All right, let's do this thing.
And turn. So, we're in not great shape, I will say. However, there is something we can do. They might think that they're in such good shape that they are able to... Okay.
I can always do better next time.
Yes.
Glad I could help with your not being on fire problem.
Okay. Oh, that gets buffed from this. Oh. Yeah, we're dead. All right. All right. Well, that didn't do so well. But, you know, we did pretty well for not having any answer to that. Maybe that's something I should do, actually. Like, okay, so let's look at this. Let's pop open the hood for a sec. So what the goal of this is supposed to be, and actually, I was actually really unhappy with Fire Prophecy there. I thought that this would be fine. Like, most of the field is kind of aggro, so I feel like we're not going to be running into a ton of problems there. But that being said, one of the problems with playing... Oh, by the way, I don't know why this graphical glitch happens, but it happens on both Windows and Mac versions of the client, interestingly enough. So, okay. So, Alpine Moon. Why is this in the deck? It's for the Gates deck. It's so that I can have something against... Maze's End, which is the main problem. The play pattern against that deck is basically like we just throw stuff at each other until the game goes long, and eventually, you know, they draw a bunch of things deep, but I'm able to kill all of their creatures, and basically the only win condition that they have at that point is Maze's End. Maze's End isn't as much of a player in the field at this point. So maybe this is wrong. But one of the other versions of this deck that I have, the Pouncer version, I just go super deep in the sideboard into Town Razor Tyrants that can blow up non-basic lands, and they play well with Ephemerate. Still have those. Actually, I probably need more of those. Actually, yeah. You know what? Let's actually not run Legion Angel in this build. Is that... That's kind of silly. I don't think that's the direction to go. The thing with Prosperous Innkeeper is okay, so if you're playing an Ephemerate deck, all right. Prosperous Innkeeper is cool. It gives you a lot of time, and it can give you an explosion of mana. So I do like running this card. That being said, like, if I was going to do it, it'd probably be like, okay, well, then we're in ramp mode, and we're only going for Tyrant, which is fine. I would then need to just, what is that, Peacekeeper? Let's try this. Oh, those are, I do run all 4 of those in the board. Okay, well then maybe I don't want to run them in the main, but if I do run this build, okay, well I think kind of I'm boxed into running Cathars because I'm not running any sweepers in this version. So I do need to run removal. So I think that Cathar is going to be my pick there. Because it eats the tokens that the Skyclave Apparition outputs. So, like, let's try this. This is a more, like, we're playing to the board. We have Ephemerate loops. We're running the full boat of Timeless Witness here. We do get to play accelerated fast games. So, like, this is kind of the other direction that I've taken this sort of, like, Yorion Fable sort of builds. So let's try this for a bit. I'm still, like, the meta, bro is still new. The meta is still kind of shaking out. Do I think that either of these builds are, like, the correct way to go to build a good deck? No. It's just the thing that I think is fun to do, and it's good enough that I'm able to win with it, so that's why I'm playing it. How do I... whatever, I'll deal with that later. Play first. So this game, we have a beautiful dog. Just the best one. So we're gonna have a Sasha dog aggro start. Okay, play this. Sorry, I'm like trying to do a thing in the background as well. Yeah, whatever. How do I... Yeah, whatever. I'll get rid of that message in a little bit. Not a huge fan of crypto spam in my chat. I also just want to play the game, so I'll deal with that after. Oh my god, it's this deck again. Okay. All right. Everybody is very happy with their new toy in the meta, and they are all playing this thing. Let's just get this into play, just so we have a little bit more. And I don't... Actually, no, I do want to flicker that. Just in case I draw a bigger spell, I'll have mana for it next turn. Like a Vivian or something. All right. So what do we got? They've made their thing. They don't have an Astronaut's Altar yet. Ooh. You get to do this, which is neat. Skyclave Apparition is good, actually. All right. So what do we got for mana? We got 2 of everything, so I want to get red. Ooh, they're looking at my Jetmir's Garden. You got some mana denial? Is that what you're going to do, David? How? I'm like trying to like reteach myself how to like be a streamer, because it's been a while and I like cannot figure out how to erase a message from my own chat. All right, let's get Sasha Dog in play. Everyone's favorite spirited companion, Sasha Dog. All right. Do I still want to get a red here? I do. Let's get rid of that Ashnod's Altar. And just get in there for some damage. We do have a Brutal Cathar to clear one more thing if we need to. Like that, for example. If I had to pick. No! Alright, so they are going to be able to potentially get themselves going here, but not... so they can find the altar, but... I think this is going to do it. Also. We'll see if they're able to put it together on their turn. Go off, King. How the hell? All right, so it's not in Crater Dashboard. Oh, what happened? Did we win? I was looking because I was trying to erase that stupid message about Dogecoin. I missed what happened. Whatever, we're fine. All right, this deck again. Anointed Peacekeeper is what we want, and some Knights of Autumn. Actually, could we just like slow this person down? Like if we don't use our Ephemerates for loops, and we instead try to be like way more aggressive about it. Would that work? I wonder. Maybe not that many of those. And maybe cut down on, well, first of all that, but also one of the big boys. I don't know, let's try it, you know? Let's try it. Vivian is good in that she allows us to, like, specifically tutor for things, but she takes a long time to, like, actually get in play. And also our opponent is Vivian, so that, I don't know, that makes me feel a little weird. I feel like Vivian is not super advocating for monsters in this build, because she does sacrifice many of them on an altar, which I personally, I mean, I would not prefer that to happen to me. I don't think that is how I personally would define advocacy. I go about it in a different way. But, you know, there's a lot of voices out there. Maybe some folks, they just want to get strapped to that altar. All right, let's get it going. What do you got? Headless Rider, Claim the Firstborn, and Brotherhood's End? Really? Okay. Well, in this case, let's do Ashnod's Altar. Just so that they can't play it. They can, because they can steal my Anointed Peacekeeper, and I don't want them to be able to draw into an Ashnod's Altar and then sacrifice it after they steal it with the Claim the Firstborn. That would be my hope. And we might actually, oh, so they did discard it. Interesting. Okay. We might actually be able to get him with the Town Razor Tyrant. We'll see, but they don't have a ton of mana here. If they do attack with this, I'm going to block it. Because, I mean, my Anointed Peacekeeper is kind of not long for this world anyway. I'm a little shocked that they're running Brotherhood's End in this particular list. I mean, I guess it is a low-to-the-ground sweeper, but this is a very creature-based deck. Although, I guess if they're going off, obviously, like, that all kind of happens at once. It's not usually like this, where they're trickling out creatures. Oh, and they did have a Sacrifice Outlet, which, you know, good for them. So, in that case, I do believe that we are just cooked here. Because I don't have any meaningful means of interacting with them as they kind of combo off. So, I'm actually not going to show them that I have that card. I'm just going to scoop. And let's just try again. The fact that they can steal the Anointed Peacekeeper is a little disconcerting, but maybe we'll take out one of these and one of these. Let's just put in a couple more. Just put in a couple of Vivians, and let's just try it. I am probably going to go after this match. I do need to lay down. I do have the flu. All right, but I'm glad I decided to stream. That was been fun. I do wish that there were other decks, other more varied decks that we had been paired against, as opposed to just this Ominous Traveler deck. But you know, that's fine. We have a strategy for it. Whether or not it'll work is, you know, we'll see. But at least we know what we're doing here. Just gonna hold up. Just gonna hold up the interaction spells, and if we don't lose, then we'll win. I believe I should be safe on my turn to cast Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but I don't know. I think that might be good enough to kind of ward them off. Yeah, sure. So they're gonna get a token. They're gonna get to Diabolic Edict it. Or not Edict, Diabolic Intent. Is that what it was? No, whatever. They're going to sacrifice. Intent, yes. Yep. So, we'll see what they get. But we are going to be untapping into a lot of stuff. So, I think we're in alright shape. I am going to discard the Fable, the second Fable, and probably whatever I draw, just so I can get a land into play. What do I want to do here? So one thing I can do, actually, let's not do that. Let's actually do this instead. This is maybe not smart. But I do have the Ephemerate, so I'm hopeful that I can get him. I can Ephemerate the Knight as an instant and kill the Ashnod's Altar. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see if it works. Yes, you get to poke me with your Goblin Trap Finder. It's true. Well. Yep. I'm glad I'm glad I did this, because I think this puts me in a much stronger position for going forward. Oh. All right. I think we might be in the clear here, actually. Let me just get the planes out and play this delightful dog. Hey, it's not really what I wanted, but it's a land, and that's good. I think we're in alright shape. Like we have a board presence, we have the reflection of Kiki Jiki that's gonna be getting us some card advantage. We have our bases covered, I think, with regards to. Yeah, that's fine. Tense standoff ensues. My own knight. How could you? I mean, I think I have to do this. Like, just let him. I don't want to tap out of, yeah, that's fine. You get my guys. But I'm not giving up my, ability. I'm not giving up my ability to not die here. As cool as having a reflection of Kiki Jiki in play would be. And as sad as I am that my Sasha dog is about to be destroyed. Oh, I guess not. Huh. Well, that's good. I'm glad I still get to keep my Sasha dog. Alright, you got 6 mana. Yep. I will murder your ominous traveler. 5 mana goes away. All right. I think we're in okay shape. We have another Helix in hand. We have a second Fable coming out. I'm getting scrappy with this Sasha dog. Let me tell you. Sasha getting in there. Champion of the Perished. Staying at home. I don't really need a Charming Prince here, and I suppose I could stand to lose a land. Okay. I would like to play that. Then let's get a little scrappy. Let's get a little scrap happy. Let's get in there for some damages. All right. I do not want to. Yeah, let's do this. I think that sets me up best for the future. I still have Lightning Helix able to go. Hey, we got there. All right. We were able to save our stuff and pick apart the combo deck. The one thing I will say, though, is I did wish I had like one more piece of interaction there, and I think in this deck in particular, it might be a good idea to diversify some of the removal. Like, for example, if I cut Brutal Cathar down and made it a search target only, then I could put in March of Otherworldly Light. That would give me 2 extra instant speed points of interaction for early game stuff that hit both. I mean, it hits like a bunch of different permanent types. This is like kind of one of those like deceptively expensive spells, obviously, but like running 2, like, you know, you use one in the early game, maybe you exile a card, and then, you know, it later on in the game when you buy it back, it has you know, it can grow as the game goes along. So maybe that's better. Brutal Cathar is one of those cards that I have difficulty knowing how to properly evaluate, specifically within a shell like this, because so we do have the Skyclave apparition that's making tokens. So obviously we want something like this, or like Portable Hole, or like March of Otherworldly Light, so we can get rid of the tokens that come out the other side of this. But that being said, like if you're not using this to poof a token, and even if you are, it's susceptible to removal in ways that Skyclave Apparition isn't. I do like having one as a search target if, you know, they just happen to have something, and, you know, this particular deck does not run Elspeth Conquers Death, so we don't have good exile removal for things that cost more than 4. So maybe we'll try this. But anyway, that's enough for me for today. A little bit of a shorter stream, I guess. So I am going to go lay down and take care of my flu. And I hope you guys had fun watching me play with this. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun deck. I don't think it's necessarily good, but it does have the tools necessary to kind of interact with the field. Again, if you're not super familiar with Historic, you do need some instant points. Probably, honestly, this should be like this, or like have it 2 other spells, and maybe just you know, shave off on the Tyrant. Like, I don't know. I'll keep working on this sort of a list, but that's all for me for today. So I hope you folks have a good rest of your Friday and a good night, and I'll see you all at a later time.